So during some of our discussions, we kind of went off on a tangent a few times. So to keep the pace of those videos going, I split these off into a bonus discussion.
And the DS, no dual screen. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
That wasn't really like a pro or a con in my opinion.
actually, when I was playing Metroidvania games, I thought it was a huge pro.
I guess it probably would be good for games like that.
well, I mean, for me, a friend gave me my 3DS. Like, it was one of the newer models. He bought the limited edition one when Pokemon Sun and Moon came out. So he just gave me his old one since his parents didn't let him have two at a time. So for me, it was I just got my money's worth out of playing a free 3DS. So yeah, if that guy's listening, thank you, man.
You'll have to invite him to see this video.
I would, but I'm not sure if he would want to join. But I'll check with him at some point.
I don't really like Mario sports games, and I don't really like sports games. I don't really like sports.
Same here.
but I'm all in for Mario Strikers 3. I'm all over that when they announced that.
Yeah, I'm not a sports fan either, but like the Mario Tennis on Nintendo 64 and the Mario Golf games, I do enjoy those.
You played them when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Right on. It's usually why. Alright, go on.
Yeah, and I wasn't interested in sports as a kid. I'm not interested in sports now, but I still enjoyed it. Like, it was what made the sports aspect something enjoyable for me.
I was forced to play sports as a kid, so I didn't really enjoy them. I was waiting every day just to go home and play on my GameCube.
Totally.
I mean, let's look at Paper Mario. It started out with Paper Mario, then we had Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, then we're getting Sticker Star. We're already crossing over into the paper theme, when in the title, once you cross that boundary, you know that you're going a step too far.
Yeah. Oh, well, you skipped over Super Paper Mario, which was halfway decent.
Well, that one was decent, but I mean, everybody skips over that one. It's the one
I hate how I skip over that one, man, because, like, I mean, it's not an RPG, but, I mean, I play Paper Mario mostly for the stories, really. They're really interesting. The writing, and the story and the writing in that one was, like, top shelf, just as good as the second one, I think. And it had a really dark story, too.
I mean, it's more of a Mario game than a Paper Mario game.
No, definitely. That's why I say it was halfway decent. It was decent in that department where we all look for it to be decent, but then, you cut off that RPG arm, it just feels like half the body.
I don't think the world was quite as good in Super Paper Mario, though. Like, it didn't have the same, like, richness and charm as the first two.
Actually, I thought the settings were interesting. It's just that it was a 2D platforming worlds and levels with, like, a 3D perspective gimmick thingy. They weren't really, like, 3D worlds, but I thought the settings themselves were interesting, and, it wasn't just the whole grass world, fire world, water world, all that.
Well, I mean, neither was the Thousand Year Door. I mean, still my favorite land in that one was the land where it was just a horror theme, and just only because. Well, my two favorites are my first favorite's the actual one with the sky, but my second favorite is not because of the place. It's because you play as a Shadow Mario for a while, and it turns all your partner characters against you. So I mean, it's already a great place when I remember it.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites too. I think that was a Twilight Town. It was like the little Halloween themed place. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I kept thinking, like, is this the same? Is this like a subsection of Twilight Princess? I was a kid when I played that game, so.
Yeah, me too. I think we're getting off topic. Was it Kirby's Epic Yarn?
Yeah, Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yeah, Mario's going to turn into I don't know what.
I like
how
how
the wolf equivalent of Mario would be.
Have you ever played Star Fox Adventures?
I live in South Carolina, and there's like a used game shop called Matt's Game Exchange where I used to live, and I saw it in there once. I meant to get it, but instead I got Metroid because I saw like Metroid. It was like Metroid Prime and Metroid. It said Metroid Prime 2 Echoes was in there. I thought I was getting 2 games for the price of 1. I got 1 game and a demo game, and like a demo disc. So, I mean, I meant to get Star Fox Adventures, but next time I entered, it was not there. So I mean, haven't had the chance then.
Oh man, that's a good one. It's like kind of like a Legend of Zelda style gameplay, but with Star Fox in it. It's actually really good.
Yeah,
and I think Rareware made it too. It was the last game they made for Nintendo.
To me, it looks good.
It is. I recommend it.
10 out of 10 IGN. I'm actually wondering what it would be like to see like a hyper-realistic Yoshi Fighting game.
Now that you mention it, I never thought of it, but now I'm kind of interested. Now that you put it in my brain.
I only just thought about it, and it sounds so ridiculous that it just might work.
I'm just picturing like 8 Yoshis fighting each other in Smash.
But they all look like Giga Bowser.
Yeah.
Each one has a unique power that corresponds to his color.
Like in Mario World, like the fire or the wings. Yeah.
Yeah, the blue one has dragon wings.
All right, now I'm kind of into this idea. Gotta move on before we get to it.
Then it needs to cross over with Monster Hunter, so you can kill all these Yoshis.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I feel bad. I went into this being all sarcastic because I thought I was the only one that wasn't into like these games, but then I forgot you guys were into RPGs.
Well, I mean, I'm not into all RPGs. I mean, only the ones that catch my eye.
I'm only interested in good RPGs. I'm not interested in the tabletop kind of stuff.
I mean, some games I'm surprised are listed as RPGs. Like, well, I would not count as RPG. You don't level up or anything, but I count it now because the official site lists it as an RPG.
Which one?
Custom Robo. I looked it up on their webpage, and it says like robot fighting game RPG.
You know what is considered an RPG is The Legend of Zelda. How is that?
Well, I mean, here's the basic thing about an RPG that almost all RPG has. It must have like something. You must have a character, and that character must progress in some way. And most RPGs use a leveling up mechanic as that progression. Zelda used items and heart containers, while others use leveling up. And like I said with Custom Robo, it uses the parts that you get as a way of progression throughout the game. And so it does have a leveling system, but I mean, it doesn't do anything except unlock certain portions of the story and certain extras. But I mean, that doesn't really do anything, and that's only in the Custom Robo Arena. So I mean, and there are other RPGs that work like that in similar fashions. But I mean, not most RPGs rely on that leveling up mechanic to progress.
I think the real thing that defines an RPG is just the aspect of like taking on the role of the main character. Kind of like in Breath of the Wild, I think that definitely is like an RPG because you're taking on the role of Link in that destroyed Hyrule.
But you can say that about any video game. And like Fatal Frame, you're playing as Mio, so that's an RPG. Or like Mario, you're playing as Mario, that's an RPG. I mean, every game has an avatar and a character that you play as, and you kind of jump into that role.
Yeah, but, you can even say that about The Incredibles, Rise of the Underworld, or the GameCube.
No, you could say that about anything. See, to me, RPGs, I mean, like with Zelda, level progression, with heart containers and items, that's in other games too that aren't considered RPGs. A lot of games have item-based progression. Metroid has item-based progression. Silent Hill, lots of things have item-based progression. And like,
it's more about how it goes about it, because most RPGs have like. But for Metroid, I'm pretty sure Metroid Prime would be more of an RPG. But since the original Metroids were 2D, I think that's really what classifies it as a that's what prevents them from being like, you know, an RPG.
So if it was like an overhead projection, then like Super Metroid would be a completely different game, but it would be an RPG just because.
It would have that RPG feel.
See, man, I don't see that, man. To me, RPGs are level progression, which is like the traditional sense of level progression, experience points, gaining levels, blah blah blah, turn-based combat, random encounters, an overworld that is separate from like the, you know, kind of like how in Chrono Trigger. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm talking about. See, that's what makes an RPG to me. All these other things, you can take little inspirations, little ingredients, and like chop them up, make them your own. But like, I just don't see Zelda as an RPG, you know. But whatever.
Well, I mean, weren't you the one that said that you didn't like RPGs? So
well, I don't like RPG. They're just a different type of game. They're very like strategy based instead of skill based. They're all about numbers and like, you know, all these different things. And I like some of them. I love Earthbound. I love Paper Mario. I love Pokemon. I love Chrono Trigger. I appreciate a lot of the other ones, and I respect them because I love a good story, and RPGs have great stories. I will even try to like plow through a really difficult RPG if I'm really into the story. But I don't hate RPGs. I'm just like not crazy about them.
Okay.
Actually, I love a few of them.
Well, I think on the whole role-playing thing, like taking on the role of the character, it's more than just simply that. It's also combined with like immersive aspects. Like in Breath of the Wild, you can affect the world in ways, you can affect the story, even if it's like the small-scale story of an NPC.
You know, see again, like I'm survival horror games like Silent Hill. You can affect the story. They got multiple endings. Doesn't make it an RPG.
I could see it being considered an RPG, like a light RPG.
See, now you're just like everything RPG. Screw it, man. Everything's an RPG. I mean, technically, everything is a role-playing game. It's a game, and you're playing a role. So yeah, whatever. But I don't know.
Now that we're on the Silent Hill like multiple endings thing, it'd be hilarious if the outro for the video was just the dog. Like the dog did this video. Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Now I have to put that in.
You don't have to, but it will be hilarious if you do.
I'm pro that.
Okay, let's
move on.
Like, people watching this video, like, comment your opinions on the whole role-playing thing, and then let's like move on to the next one, which is Animal Crossing. This discussion included Xenoture Gaming and NintenDopeman. Be sure to check them out. I'm putting cards up in the little corner there. And you can also just search for them. And they're in the description. Oh, and remember to subscribe and look at my Twitter.